Well, so what new skill sets do retailers really need in order to be successful? And how do they attract those skill sets in their employee base?
That's a put and take as well. There are going to be some skill sets that I believe they won't need anymore, that they can exchange for some new ones.
Yeah.
So the ones that probably they won't need anymore is the supply chain. This is the aspect of retail that you and I as consumers never see. That's the going and getting and the handling and the pushing through warehouses and the shipping on trucks. We believe that over the next period of time, there will be a blending of those resources so that they're not dedicated to individual retailers. Up to this point, big retailers have been able to crush small retailers with the efficiencies they generated by shipping ever bigger shipments, bigger boxes in bigger trucks to bigger stores. And as I mentioned earlier, that's now shifting in the opposite direction. So they can get to the point where we start looking at hybrids of new technologies and some very old technologies, terms called DSD, direct store delivery. We've always had that for things like dairy and bakery and soft drinks, where the manufacturer actually delivers the goods directly to the back door of the store, and in many instances delivers it directly to the shelf. So that what retailers will be able to exchange all of that invisible work that doesn't differentiate one retailer to from the next for is actual customer-facing service improvements, so that there is an impression that you have about Apple or Lululemon or whomever you're going to buy your goods from, that is the same whether it's online or in store. And that's going to lead to better education for what I call the accidental profession. Right? You get a job in retail and your first impression is, I'm so sorry to hear that. Maybe I can find a new job for you.
Yeah.
Well, that's changing. That this is a career someone actually chooses. Highly skilled, highly trained, and well differentiated, one retailer from the next, with both technical skills and customer-oriented skills. That's going to mean that retail ceases to be the low common denominator minimum wage industry that it has been post-war.
Yeah.
And that's that other enormous shift, such that you can't just get a job in retail. You've got to have a job in that industry of retail. Selling electronics is not the same as shoes, and it sure isn't the same as pharmacy. Those are highly skilled jobs. If we look at something like pharmacy, for example, you've got $80,000 and $90,000 a year university-educated professionals in a retail location.
Wow.
We're going to see people like pharmacists and other healthcare providers bringing high skill, and the companies behind them having brand differentiated training and rewards for selling our clothing or our shoes or our furniture in a way that is distinctly different from the others. So the removal of the back end right up to the store shelf, where vendors might even put the product on the shelf, so that you're walking into a grocery store and it's not the grocery staff that's replenishing the shelves, it's the people who made the food. The people in the store help you put that wonderful meal together, help you ensure that if there are dietary interests, they're fully informed about that. So can you imagine the revolution that would have from a very passive retail relationship with the people in the store to things as intimate as your health care or your food?
Yeah, that's a really rich relationship with a retailer.